What is going on, nation? It is your boy C-Ton bringing you our week 7, maybe 8 battle of the PWC. I'm going to have a really quick team builder followed by the battle. I usually do separate videos before the battle, but my opponent, Justin, coach of the Farmville Floatzels, was out of town, and I didn't anticipate us to battle over the weekend. I thought we would battle this upcoming week, so I didn't have time to do a team builder. Additionally, I just kind of threw some stuff together, but he had some time over the weekend, and I thought it would be best if we got the battle done instead of making the league wait. But with that being said, his team is basically made to counteract my team. He has Megaladios, which does a ton to my team, aside from Alone Muck. Basically, Alone Muck is my only answer to everything, but he also has a lot of things to take on Alone Muck. But he has Megaladios, Maguna, which is tremendous on my team. My Flamethrower to Maguna will do about 24%. Other than that, it's my only defensive check to Maguna, and it is a great offensive check to me. So we'll try to make that work. Mamo has a fantastic matchup, as it always does. Arcanine is pretty much the only Mon that can't come against me. Everything else has a tremendous matchup. Shaman, defensive Shaman, takes on the likes of Swampert, takes on some Kyurem Blacks. Kofag stops my Swift Swarmers pretty much in their tracks. Lantern, Water Absorb, and Volt Absorb, so I can't bring Jolteon. What else? We got Crobat, who, if he brings a band set, is going to do a ton to my team. Chansey is just a Chansey, and it's really freaking annoying. But yeah, this team is really annoying to prep for, so we have our best effort. We have Muck Alola, which is rocking the Assault Vest with Pursuit, Knockoff, Poison Jab, Flamethrower. Flamethrower obviously to hit Maguna. Everything else pretty straightforward. My only hope is Swampert carrying the team if he doesn't have a check to it. But his team has so many potential checks to it that it's kind of redundant. He's got Scald, Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Superpower. Scald is to catch Kofag coming in, because I imagine he's going to bring it as Mummy to stop my Swift Swim, so that way he can bring in the likes of Shaman, Mamo, Lottie, anything he wants to revenge kill me. Earthquake is to hit the Maguna. Ice Beam is to hit Megaladi and Shaman, because I imagine he's going to bring a fully physically defensive Shaman. And Superpower is to hit the Chansey and 2-hit KO it. Yeah, just going to keep moving on. We have Type Null, which I literally just threw on the team at the last second because we only had four Pokemon at the time of the battle, or when he said he was ready to battle. So I threw this on. I figured Choice Band Explosion can hopefully catch the likes of Megaladi, or maybe a Shaman, maybe get lucky, get off a big hit. If I see Kofag, I'm going to click Crunch. Yeah, not really too much to explain. I literally just threw this on so that I can click Explosion and hopefully get a kill. Kyurem was one of the first brings I had on the team. It's Sub Hone Claws, Outrage, Ironhead. This thing can put in a lot of work. This and Swampert are pretty much my only hopes of winning. I can obviously sub up and set up on pretty much any Chansey. Persian, Fur Coat, nullified by Terravolt. Shaman, I can take out fully physically defensive Shaman if I'm at +2 with a regular Ironhead. Arcanine, if I'm behind a sub, can intimidate. Mamo gets hit by Ironhead. And once I get to Maguna, I can just Outrage spam. So that's that. And lastly, I have this Lanoon. I couldn't bring the Lanoon I always bring because Maguna shuts it down. Defensive Shaman shuts it down. Intimidate Arcanine shuts it down. Kofag is really annoying to it. Chansey lives +6 E-speed. Like, it's just, I don't know. So I brought Trick after I eat my Apple Berry. Maybe I can take an Eviolite from Chansey. I don't know. Shadow Claw, Super Fang to whittle down some of his mons. Maybe I can catch Maguna coming in to capitalize. I don't really know. Just kind of a Lanoon that I threw together because I didn't know what else to bring against this team. So anyway, we'll get into the battle. Let's get to the right screen real quick. As I said before, I'm just going to lead off with my type null, and he doesn't have Kofag at team preview, so I'm just going to click explosion and hopefully get a kill aside from any sash users, or get enough damage off on the Magirna that it can be in range of Swampert. But looking at his team, this is going to sound like I'm doing that thing where people say, oh, well, I knew this was coming, but I'm assuming it's Shukaberry Magirna, because looking at his team, he literally has no answer to Mega Swampert, except maybe a defensive Latias. And obviously I'm like EV'd to take on Chansey and his Shaman. So hopefully that I can play around that, but again, my team has like no way of whittling down this Magirna. I imagine it's Sash or Band Mammo, because he can just Earthquake spam for the most part. Megalati, I'm assuming it's just 252 with speed, so it can take me out. Again, Shukaberry Magirna is my anticipation. You violate Chansey, obviously, and I'm assuming it's defensive Shaman because his team doesn't really have that Swampert answer. So anyway, getting into it, I'm just going to lead off with Savali. He leads off with his Latias, and I'm just going to click Explosion. He drops a Draco, does 80, and now we're just going to kill him with our Explosion. So that's 1 for 1. Not a bad trade considering how good Mega Latias looks on paper against my team. My only real play was Alolan Muck, which I guess I could have gone into and Pursuit Trapped it, but I don't think I really needed that play. And I'm just going to go into my my Muckalola. I'm just going to throw off a nice knockoff. Nothing really wants to come in on that, and we get rid of an Assault Vest, which I didn't really expect. We go into our Politoed, though, to take anything he wants to go for. The only coverage he really gets to hit Politoed is Freeze Dry. So I thought that was a pretty safe switch in. We're holding the Damp Rock, so that can hopefully open up the door to Swampert. And we're just going to throw off an Earthquake, and it does 10% to Chansey. Tremendous stuff right there. He gets up his rocks, and I go into my Kyurem to take advantage of that. And I start setting up my subs because this thing can't break subs. And now I'm going for Hone Claws. So we're in a good position right now. Seismic Toss obviously doesn't break subs with the investment that I have, and we're getting up to +2. He breaks the sub here, and I set up another one, anticipating him to switch out. He outspeeds me, breaks my sub, and I knock him out with the Iron Head. He goes into a Shaman, which 2020 hindsight, I should have anticipated to be offensive, based off of the fact that his Mammo just outsped me. So there's no real reason to bring in this Shaman, but in my brain, I won if I like killed this thing. Sorry, I'm like kind of losing my thought process, because at 252 defensive, which I'm anticipating him to be, it is a roll to kill, and additionally, the only thing that he really could have, like, I'm assuming he knows my last coverage is Dragon. So Shaman or Magirna obviously isn't the play, because I could be the Z Crystal. And this is another Z Crystal user, and I'm just assuming that he's banking on the roll to live, and then he's going to try to take me out with the Dazzling Gleam, which even if he is the 252 set, it doesn't outspeed, or it isn't enough to knock me out. So I'm just going to stay in and click Iron Head, because I'm assuming I'm going to outspeed. Even if I don't get the roll, I'll have a chance to kill. He reveals that this is his Z-Mon this week, and he uses D-Twinkle Tackle and knocks me out. Again, 2020 hindsight, should have gone to Lanoon, because Lanoon is pretty much a useless Pokemon at this point. But regardless, we didn't do that, so really good prep on his part, caught me off guard on that. But with that being said, we're just going to go into our Muck, because there's nothing it can really do to me. He's going to Dazzling Gleam, it does 12, which is really nice. I click Knockoff, anticipating him to switch out, because obviously I'm a Poison type. We go for the Poison job, get the Poison, go for the Pursuit to get this thing out of here entirely, and that thing is gone. So we go into our Lanoon, because Lanoon is so useless, given the set that I brought. I click Trick, hoping that Chansey comes in, knowing that Chansey can live at full. We missed the Super Fang, which is super annoying, but I mean, whatever. And now we're pretty much stuck with clicking Super Fang on everything. He gets a burn, but whatever. So we're just going to keep doing this. And then we go down to the following Scald. We go into our Swampert right away because we outspeed, and there is no reason to go into Politoed and then make an aggressive double into Swampert because, whatchamacallit, obviously if he goes for like an Energy Ball, that would be annoying. We saw he was Assault Vest, so we know he has 4 attacking moves, so having some sort of grass coverage would be assumed. And I just go into my Politoed here. Energy Ball was obvious, but I need to make sure that I outspeed, because if he has an offensive variant, then obviously we're going to go through with it. He reveals that he is Shuckaberry. It was a roll to kill if he didn't have the Shuckaberry, but again, really good prep on his part. And all we have to do now is go into our Muck and die to +2 Magirna. So really good game to Justin. I wish I had prepped a little bit differently, because I was pretty certain that Kofag was coming, so a lot of my prep was built around that. Additionally, not scouting out his Shaman was pretty harmful, but with rocks being up, I was already at 50%, so coming in on rocks again would have put me in a pretty detrimental situation. And I don't remember my Kyurem's speed stat. Hey, let me go back and check real quick. I guess Kyurem would have outsped both. He was Jolly Mamo, as I just went back and found out based off of my speed stat, and I also would have outsped this Magirna. So I guess going out wouldn't have been the end of the world. But yeah, I mean, really good game to Justin. Hopefully I don't have a rematch with him. Usually I want rematches on my losses, but his team is so good countered against mine. Shaman plus Mag plus Mamo plus Lantern plus Megaladios is so bad for my team. It's bad for most teams, I guess, but especially mine. And additionally, he had a tremendous Trick Room support team available this week with like no speed Mamo, no speed Magirna, and no speed Kofag, which would have put in a ton of work. But really good game to Justin. And best of luck the rest of the season to him. We have Carlos next week, and we put ourselves in a position where we basically need to win out if we want to get a first round bye. So hopefully we can do that. But until next time, peace.